Hi class, welcome back to the High Intermediate Structure class. This is our fourth meeting and we are going to learn about adjective clause. So, this is what we will learn today. The first one is what adjective clause is, of course, and the adjective clause pronouns used as a subject, the adjective clause pronouns used as the object of a verb, and also the last one, we are going to learn about the adjective clause pronouns that is used as the object of preposition. Right, let's go for the first discussion. What adjective clause is? The adjective clause is a type of dependent clause that works to describe a noun in a sentence. Wait, isn't that the work of a relative clause? Yep, you're right. Adjective clause is also known as relative clause. You can say both of them. It's up to you. And since it describes a noun, it also functions as an adjective. And as an adjective and it describes a noun in a sentence, it can describe the subject. It can modify the subject. The girl who wears the leather jacket is my cousin. The girl is the subject of the sentence, and the adjective clause modifies the subject. Other than the subject, in a sentence, a noun can be positioned as, the object. Therefore, the adjective clause is also modifies the object of the sentence. Look, Tara found the book which Maya wanted to read. The book is the object of the sentence here. And this adjective clause which Maya wanted to read describe or modifies which book? Alright, so the last one is an adjective clause can modify the object of a preposition. In a sentence, it is possible that there is an object of preposition. And this is one of the example. Radhi is the designer about whom Laras told you about. The preposition is about and the adjective clause is whom Laras told you about. So which one is the object of preposition? Okay, let's get to that later in the discussion today. Okay, so the next topic is adjective clause pronouns that is used as a subject. Okay, so the adjective clause pronouns consists of who, whom, which, whose, that, and WH question words. Remember that these are the pronouns of the adjective clause. Whenever you see this, who, whom, which, whose, that, and WH question words, it's no doubt an adjective clause follows. Look at this sentence. I thanked the woman who helped me. This adjective clause or this sentence comes from I thanked the woman and she helped me. She explains the woman, which woman and what the woman's do, and these two short sentences are combined into one sentence with multiple clause. I thank the woman who helped me. The woman here is the subject of the second sentence here. Therefore, when this is combined with the other sentence, who as the pronouns is used because this one modifies the subject of the sentence. The sentence that I mean is not this sentence, but the original sentence. If in the original sentence, the pronoun is in the subject position, then you can use this pronoun. Okay? If the one you talk about is in the subject of the sentence, so you need to use this pronoun, who helped me. See, it's the subject and this pronoun becomes the subject of the dependent clause. Who helped me? You don't need she anymore because it is represented with who. Another example. The book that is on the table is mine. This sentence origin was the book is mine. It is on the table. Look, the book is the subject of the original sentence. And it is represented with that, the pronoun that represent a thing, it, or the book. And look at this. That is on the table. In this clause, that is placed as the subject. It is no longer needed. So, this what I mean by the adjective clause pronoun that is used as the subject. It means that the pronoun works as the subject of a clause. It is not a noun anymore that work as the subject. You have learned that the subject must be filled with a noun, right? Or pronoun maybe. But here, the pronoun who, that, not the noun, okay? The pronoun that is not really a noun can be also a subject of the sentence if it is an adjective clause pronoun. Who, whom, whose are used for people. Meanwhile, which WH questions are used for things such as, the drawing, apple, animal, book, or ideas, maybe anything other than people. But that can be used for both people and things. You have to remember that. And since that can be used for both the people and things, you can replace who with that. And look, you can use which also for the things here. That and which is replaceable. Okay, so now adjective clause pronouns that is used as the object of the verb. Remember, in a sentence, the noun can be positioned as both subject and the object. Therefore, if the noun is positioned as the object of a verb, okay, in that sentence, it can also be modified by the adjective clause pronoun or the adjective clause in general. So look at this one. Okay, there's this man. That man was Mr. Jones and I saw him. Look, in this sentence, the pronoun is positioned as the object and you want to describe Mr. Jones, who, in the second sentence is positioned as the object. So here's the example. The man who I saw him was Mr. Jones. It's supposed to be like this, right? But it's ungrammatical. You do not need to use him anymore because him in this sentence is represented by who? See, you don't need him anymore. Just leave him out of the question here. So this is the correct structure of the sentence. The man who I saw was Mr. Jones. So if you want to modify the object of a verb, you don't need to rewrite this one in the multiple clauses. In the sentence with multiple clause, you just omit this one because it is represented by this. So you don't need this anymore. And then in a sentence, the object, the pronouns for the objects can be replaced with whom. Both who and whom can be used. But whom is used for a formal situation. So for informal or less formal situation or in a spoken language, who is more common. Or maybe you can use that. It's fine. Or you just omit everything. The man I saw was Mr. Jones. And this is another common occurrence of the adjective clause that used to modify the object of a verb. Next one. It's about the movie. The movie wasn't very good. We saw it last night. Look, the movie becomes the object of this sentence. Therefore, if you want to combine it, this is how you combine it. The movie that we saw last night wasn't very good. Okay? You do not need to mention it anymore in this sentence because it has been represented by that. so you don't need it anymore. And there is another pronoun that can be used as adjective clause for things. Which. Yep, you can use both that or which. And you might want to just omit it. It's fine. It's okay. If what you want to describe is the object, if what you want to modify is the object, then it's okay to omit it. Right, the last one is the adjective clause pronouns used as the object of preposition. This is our last topic today. And look at this sentence. The music was good. We listened to it last night. In this sentence, there are both the preposition and the object. To is the preposition and it is the object of to. So how can we combine it as a sentence using the adjective clause? The music to which we listened last night was good. So if you want to explain this, you can place the preposition before the pronoun because this pronoun represents it that is described here as the object of the preposition. But this structure is used for a very, very formal situation. Okay, look, the preposition and the pronoun. You mentioned the preposition first and then the pronoun. But in a less formal situation, the pronoun is mentioned before the subject of the clause. Look, this is the subject, this is the clause, right? So in a less formal situation, you mention the pronoun before the subject of the clause, and you mention the preposition after the verb of the clause. Since music is a thing, so you can replace which with that. Or you just omit it. The music we listened to last night was good. It's fine. Because it is the object of a preposition. Object of a preposition is still an object. Okay? It's still an object. So it's okay if we omit it. Look kind of familiar with this concept? So you have to recall our previous lesson about when the relative pronouns and prepositions are used. We have discussed this in the previous lesson. Okay, that's it, I guess. So thank you for watching this video and I see you guys.